Hello everybody. Welcome to the stream today. Hello. Welcome. Hi, if you don't know me, my name is Princess Evillan. I'm a streamer here on Twitch, and I post almost everything I do onto youtube.com/@princessevillanvods. So go check out the VODs channel if you want to see the first part of Highway Blossoms. If you want to see other visual novels we've done or other games that we've played, go check out the VODs channel. But anyways, today we are playing more Highway Blossoms. I'm very excited for Visual Novel Friday. It's just a fun way to wrap up the week, and I best idea I've ever had. If you don't remember what happened last time in Highway Blossoms, we play as a girl named Amber. She is on a road trip in honor of her grandfather. They haven't explicitly told us that yet, but like we pretty much get the vibe. Like she used to live with her grandfather. They were really close, despite him always making trouble for her. So, yeah, Amber picks up a girl named Marina who drove out into the desert and ran out of gas. So you go to get a gas can, you come back, and you find her car has been stolen. So, of course, you go on a adventure to Shiprock, New Mexico, I think, and try to find some gold, because that's what you do when you pick up a young, feisty, 19-ish something girl. Like, when she says road trip, you just gotta go with it. So, anyways, yeah, Amber and Marina are going on this adventure to find this lost gold. And they meet a couple people who think for sure that the gold is real, but Amber's still really skeptical. So I don't know what's going to happen. Are we going to find gold, or is this all just going to be like a big bust and a learning experience? But anyways, let's figure this out. Let's go. Feels like the page is staring back at me. In fact, at this point, it probably is. My gaze drifts from the journal to the window by the entrance. Marina is outside, twirling the payphone's cord as she pops in another quarter. She bites her lips and looks through the window. Our eyes meet. She sends me a small, anxious wave. Closing the book, I let out a yawn and remove my head from my fist. I'm sure there's a red imprint on my cheek. Figuring out we had to go to Shiprock was the easy part. Everything else has been a gigantic pain in the ass. There's a rush of precious cold air getting sucked from the building. Marina enters, carefully shutting the door and taking the seat opposite to me in the booth.
So how'd it go?
Oh, I forgot it was voice acted.
It went fine, I guess.
Your parents are okay with all of this?
Maybe not okay.
A smile creeps onto her face. There's the music. I was waiting for it.
But they understand.
They do. They understand that your car was stolen because you were negligent for about 30 minutes and you didn't go and get gas when you were supposed to. At least someone gets it, because I still don't. Yeah, me and Amber are on the same page. I don't understand Marina at this point. She's just a total klutz. Like, the definition of klutz.
They weren't happy about the car, though.
Okay, so at least they had a little bit about that.
I think you were the only person who was.
Yeah, you really just gave up on the car.
How couldn't I be? Mariah showed us that the treasure is real.
You're going to believe the people who stole your car?
Yeah, so we met the people that stole Marina's car. Turns out they have a hunk of gold that came from the journal that everybody's reading. And it's proof that there is actual gold hidden. So, like, they're like, no, this is real. And Amber is still really skeptical, as she should be. And Marina is not as skeptical. And we don't understand.
It was an accident. They didn't mean to.
That doesn't matter.
Besides, they're nice.
That doesn't matter. Before I can argue further, our waitress emerges from the kitchen carrying our order, a hot black coffee for me, a milkshake for Marina, and a large order of fries for us both. Okay, so I want to look at the Marina stuff. It keeps saying that it pops up with her options general. No. Let's see. History? Nope, that doesn't work. Okay, let's save. Can we go to title? Can we... I don't know where that is. Is it... Nope, it's not the escape button. So I don't know how to see what Marina thinks of us, but she thinks of us in some way. I'll have to look at that, that pop-up a little closer. Goes by pretty quickly. Marina's eyes brighten at the sight of the shake. Like with the slushy, her sweet tooth takes control of her and she practically starts drooling over the glass. With a nod, the waitress disappears back into the kitchen.
Thanks for the food, by the way.
Yeah, because you have no money because you left your wallet in the car. The car that was stolen.
Well, it's not like I really had a choice. I could hear your stomach from the driver's seat. I wasn't about to let you starve to death on my watch. Plus, I was getting pretty hungry too.
Oh my gosh, we're so camaraderie. We have like we just take care of Marina like it's that simple. And it's like Marina's an adult. She needs to like figure this out. I can't believe we're going on this gold hunting adventure with her. Amazingly, Marina didn't freak out at the sight of the diner like she has at everything else so far. I was genuinely shocked when I didn't hear a gasp of awe escape her mouth as we pulled up.
Hey, Amber, why don't you get a shake too? Coffee and fries don't really go together, don't you think?
I'm fine. I don't really like sweet things.
But
You're
it's
missing out.
super good, especially when you dip your fries in it.
Marina's got a good point for once. Nothing beats a Wendy's Frosty and some fries. She takes several of the fries and does just that, dipping them in the shake like it was ketchup or mustard.
That's silly. I can do the same thing with my coffee.
That's... what? Taking a fry, dunk it into my coffee, and take a bite out of it. That probably doesn't taste very good. That was a bad idea. Grimacing, I place the rest of my fry on my napkin as I try to cope with the cold chill and sulfury aftertaste.
Maybe it would work better if you put creamer in it?
Somehow I doubt that. Besides, it would just ruin the coffee.
I don't know how you can even drink it without cream, or at least a little sugar. It's so bitter.
It is so bitter. Again, another good point for Marina. When it comes
It's
to
an
food,
acquired
she's got
taste.
it.
You find flavor in the bitterness.
That's why I think it's weird that you drink something like that.
How do you mean?
I don't know.
Her brow furrows in deep thought.
You always seem so yes or no about stuff. If you like something, then you do. If you don't like something, then you don't.
You've known us for a day. You've known us for like a little over 24 hours. Less than 48 hours.
You're losing me, Mare.
What did Mom used to tell us when we didn't listen to her? Oh, yeah. Basically, you have a really thick head, Amber.
Oh my god. I nearly spit the coffee out of my mouth.
Gee, thanks.
Or was it a thick skull?
Oh my gosh, Marina.
Whatever. You know what I mean, right?
Oh my gosh, Marina, you're such a gem.
I think so.
Never change.
Maybe. It wasn't really an acquired taste for me now that I think about it. Maybe I've always liked the bitterness.
Huh. Or maybe I just convinced myself that I did. I don't know.
Is that a bad thing?
Just like in Mariah's RV, Marina shakes her head and gives me a sweet, genuine smile.
I don't think so. I actually really like it. It reminds me of Shiprock.
A warm, tickling sensation bubbles up in my chest. It forces me to smile, but I play it off all cool and breezy-like.
So I remind you of a rock. You shouldn't say that kind of thing. People might think they're insults.
Satisfied with how I played that off, I reached for a fry to reward myself, but instead of a hot, crispy goodness, something smooth brushes against my fingertips. I gazed down at the plate of fries. Marina's hand, for a split second, rests below mine. Ooh. We instinctively snap back. Marina's face is a bright shade of pink, and mine is probably similar.
Sorry.
Just held her hand for a second. The room feels 10 degrees hotter. We try to reestablish eye contact, but our glances shoot off in other directions as soon as we meet.
Hey, Amber?
Marina thinks you're cute. Marina thinks you're cute. I managed to compose myself long enough to look back.
You said something about bills and expenses last night, right? I don't know what exactly you meant by that or what it is you have to pay off, but since we know the treasure is real now, I was wondering... Maybe you might think about sticking around to look with me? We could even split it. Or something.
Well, first off, we don't even know if the treasure is actually real. Mariah could be pulling our legs.
My coffee is mostly gone. All that's left is a puddle and a few straight grounds.
I'll think about it, though.
Really?
Ooh.
I only said I would think about it. Don't get too excited just yet.
We're going on an adventure. We're going on an adventure.
I won't. I just think it would be super cool.
Marina flops her chin down and rests on the table.
How's it going anyway? Have you figured out where the first part of the treasure might be?
Hey, Bird. Game's going good. We just started. Well, we just started the second half, or the second part of it, so... These are our two little lesbian lovers. They just don't know it yet.
No luck.
No luck.
It's not like the guy drew a map or anything. He just jotted down details about the places he went to.
That and rambling about how awesome he was.
Do you think Mariah was right and he hit it on top of old Shippy?
Old Shippy?
Don't listen to Mariah, okay? She doesn't know what she's talking about. Think about it. How would he even scale the mountain? He was traveling solo on horseback. I doubt he would have the tools to do it.
That's true.
And even if he did, I'm pretty sure he would have gone on and on about it in his journal.
We're going on a gold hunt, Bird. We're going on an adventure for gold. It's the gold rush. With the puppy dog whine, Marina frowns.
Are you sure he didn't mention anything else? Maybe something we didn't catch?
I slide the book across the table and over the leftover crumbs, stretching out my stiff joints as I rest against the booth.
Take a look if you want. My eyes are gonna start bleeding if I read it again.
It's a wonderful lesbian adventure, Charlie.
The only things he really mentioned are the rocks and the dikes around it.
I remember this part.
Oh.
The dikes around the rocks. The dikes are rocks, not those dikes. Marina forces herself to stare down at the plate, the blush from earlier reappearing. Oh. I love this smile that our character has while she figures this out.
No, not like that.
Hey, I'm old enough to remember Charlie the Unicorn. That was my era of the internet. I stifle a giggle. Teasing her is going to be a blast.
I mean the rocks that branch out from the mountain. That's what they're called. Huh.
Huh. It's so simple, but it makes sense. I shoot up and throw down some money. Marina jumps at the sound of the table rattling.
What's the matter? Did you figure out where it is?
I love Marina's voice actress. She's got these lines that are just great. She delivers so well.
Maybe. At least a general area.
I march towards the door. The table rattles again as Marina leaps up. She stays behind to straighten it out before scrambling to catch up with me.
We're going now?
Hell no. We don't have any equipment.
That's true.
But we know someone who does.
Also true. Let's go get Mariah's help. Strip the door open, the last bastion between refreshing air and burning dry heat.
Come on. Let's go cash in a favor.
Mm-hmm. We gonna go on a gold hunt.
It sure was nice for
Check this
Mariah and
item
her
out in
friends
the
to let us
gallery.
use some of their
The
equipment.
gallery.
Only after that Joseph guy begged her to.
The gallery. Where is the gallery? Quick saves. Where's the gallery? No. I don't know where that is. I'll have to figure that out later. I paused to look around. We decided to wait until nightfall to go look around some more. It's like an entirely different world the further you get from the insanity. So we're looking at this as like an outer perspective, like we're going along with the story. And our main character is Amber, and she picks up Marina, who's our other main character. So these two, the story is that they're gonna get together by the end of this adventure for gold. So that's where the lesbians come in. We're not like a separate character. We're just kind of tagging along as like an eye. And Amber's telling the story. Let's see. It's like an entirely different world the further you get from the insanity. Quiet and calm, the only lights are the stars and the faint glow of the campground. The campers and motorhomes flickering in the distance. Marina fiddles with the metal detector's headphones, removing them halfway.
Sorry, the beeping's loud. What was that?
Forget it. I'm not playing that game. Just keep listening.
Oh!
Did you find something?
I think so. It's over here.
I set aside my shovel and throw myself to the ground, clawing at the sand. A shiny speck sticks out of the ground. Frantically, I dig it up.
Is it the gold?
What is it? I scrape harder.
It's...
Harder.
It's...
Finally, I unearth it and hold it up to the starlight.
A soda tab.
A soda tab. It's pretty linear. I don't think there's any really choices in this game. I think it's more about experiencing the story.
Damn it! This is the 5th one!
There might be a choice later on, like way towards the end.
If we
It's
find
soda
any
tab.
more, we could start making a curtain out of them.
You'd have to get Tessa's help for that. The little girl that likes making license plate furniture. Send the tab flying, speeding off over the dikes.
Maybe we should call it a night. I'm sure we can find it once we're fresh in the morning.
Nah, that's no good. We can only do it now because Parks and Recreation isn't paying as much attention.
It's true. Though even now, someone's still guarding the area near the campground. The rocks give us some cover, so I don't think we'll be spotted, but we still need to be careful.
We'll keep looking for a little while. If we can't find anything, we might want to assume the worst.
Her face wrenches with hopelessness.
That somebody else found it?
That it doesn't exist!
Yeah.
Jeez, it's like you've never even considered that it might not be real.
But Mariah...
But Mariah, what? She showed you
Yeah,
a
I
piece
know.
of gold. I grab my shovel and swing it back over my shoulder. As we walk, we stay as close to the mountain range as possible.
Why are you so gung-ho about this thing anyway?
Yeah, what's your
If
story?
you're just in it for the cash, there are better ways to make money than dragging yourself around the desert.
Oh no, it's nothing like that. It's just...
Her voice trails off. It hangs over us, never fully evaporating into the cool night air.
It's okay. Don't feel like you have to tell me.
We both have things we don't want to talk about. That's becoming very clear. At least Marina doesn't swerve off the road so she can go pout. I just don't want to think about it. All I've been doing for the last month is thinking about it. I almost wish my brain would quit working so I wouldn't have to. So naturally, I take the long, lonely trip with nothing to do except think.
Amber! It's happening again!
Again? Marina stops. hands quivering as she tightens her grip.
I swear, if this is another soda tab...
I don't think it is. The beeping is really loud, and it's vibrating a lot.
Wait, it's vibrating?
Uh-huh. It feels weird.
The metal detector hovers over the ground between the rock and the sand. I thrust my shovel into the spot, metal scraping against the edge of the dike. Planting my foot on the shovel's head, I drive it further into the ground, using every ounce of my strength to dig. The first load of dirt and sand unclenches from the ground, loosening the earth around it. I throw the load aside and repeat the process. Each time it's a little easier, a little lighter. Finally, the shovel strikes something hard, sending a shocking vibration through my hand and up my entire body.
Bedrock?
No, there's no way we would have hit bedrock this high up.
I haven't dug that deep.
Yeah. Dropping to my knees, I reach my hands into the hole and brush off the remaining dirt. Marina leans in. The sound of her anxiously swallowing is barely audible over my heavy breathing. I want to read her thoughts. My fingers brush up against something. I gulp and pull out the hole's contents, a small rotting wood box. My heart stops. Trembling, I open the box, the leftover dirt falling into my lap. Gold.
It exists?
Ooh, we got the first piece of the treasure.
It exists?
It exists!
Goodness. That's a twist. Marina yells at the top of her lungs, yells so loud that it bounces off the mountain, echoing off to the horizon and then back again. Marina has been unleashed.
Shh, not so loud. They might hear us.
Yeah, for real. She lowers her voice to an excited whisper, channeling her energy into bouncing up and down.
But it exists! I told you it did.
She's right, and despite being proven wrong, I can't help but smile. Here I thought it was going to be some plastic treasure chest with a coupon for chocolate milk inside it, or something equally shameless and corporate.
Amber!
My only warning is a quick gust of wind. Before I even have a chance to brace for it, I'm engulfed by Marina and her hug.
What?
It's real! I told you it was! I told you!
I stop for a second, then smile.
Yeah, you were right. It's real.
Should we tell someone? What do we even do now?
Honestly,
Tell nobody.
I'm not sure. It's getting pretty late, though. Let's pack it up for the night. We can think about what to do in the morning.
Better fill that hole back in. For now, we can just marvel at the fact that it's not bogus.
Sound like a plan?
It does, but...
She takes a deep, long breath, inhaling all the air around and maybe even some of mine, and then releases it all at once.
It's actually really real!
Shh. We're trying to be undercover, Missy.
Shh! Marina, quiet! They're gonna hear us.
Cute. A thunderous banging wakes me up from a dead sleep, rattling the entire motorhome.
Hey! I know you two are in there! You thieves better not still be sleeping!
The muffled shout leaks from outside, followed by another voice.
Sis, it's not even 7. Can I go back to bed?
It's so early. And another voice.
You're better off just rolling with it. For her, it may as well be noon.
Goodness.
Open up, or I swear Joe's gonna bust down this door!
Wait, what?
I was gonna say, I don't think Joe wants to do that. Gee, I wonder who this could be. I roll out of bed and open the slider connecting to the other rooms. Marina is sitting pressed up against the back of the fold-out bed with the sheets over her head.
Who do you think it is?
Who do you think it is, Marina?
Take a wild guess.
I march over and throw open the door. As expected, my 3 favorite people stand before me.
It's about time! Do you have any idea how long we've been out here?
The groggy Tess sways from side to side. Judith's gentle hands are the only thing preventing her from passing out on the ground.
It's funny that you, of all people, would accuse us of theft.
Truth, truth.
What else would you call what happened to my equipment?
I don't know. Borrowing? You loaned it to us, remember?
Correction. Joe loaned it to you.
Joseph gave a tired smirk and a wave.
I was forced to sit idly by and watch you make off with it. That's theft if I ever seen it.
Oh my goodness. She pushes me aside and clambers into the motorhome, followed by the other two.
Looks like we're coming in.
It's a small motorhome. I don't know how y'all can fit in there.
Good morning.
Morning, Tess.
Hey, you three. Morning. How are you guys doing?
Tired. For what it's worth, we tried stopping her.
Mariah stomps to the middle of the motorhome, analyzing everything before releasing a loud scoff.
So where's my stuff?
If you don't get out of my RV in 5 seconds, it'll be shoved up your ass.
Don't worry about it. You guys are great.
Calm down, Amber. Calm down. I know how you feel.
Hey, Tess. Did you hang up your new wind chime?
Tess's eyes flicker with interest for all of a second and then return to their obstinate, droopy state.
Uh-huh. Above my bed.
Cute. Although I don't think there's a lot of room above your bed.
What's up with the fold-out? You two don't sleep together?
What?
Told ya.
Told ya.
Damn it.
Mariah's got a bad sense for things. Grumbling, Mariah pulls a bill from her pocket and slaps it in Joe's hand.
Does that mean we get to sleep in tomorrow morning?
Sure does, kiddo. Sure does.
Aw, hell yeah. That's how you make a bet. The ringleader of the circus returns to inspecting the motorhome, fiddling with the magnets on the fridge.
Anyway, give me back my equipment and we'll get out of your hair.
Okay.
Come on, just let them use it. It's the least we can do after tearing apart her car.
Truth. Mariah's attention returns to the counter, topped with the open box of stunning gold nuggets from the night before.
And whose fault was that? What is this?
We found it. We
What is
found
what?
it.
The thing on the counter? It almost looks like...
Gold!
Oh, that's the piece of the treasure we found.
Ha! Yeah, right! You're kidding.
Nope. She chuckles. She stops.
She's kidding, right?
I have a devious thought and crack an equally devious smile.
Nope. She's telling the truth. 100%.
I wrap my arm around Mariah and bring her close. Joseph and Tess shoot each other alarmed glances.
We found it last night. With your equipment.
She stands there, stupefied.
No, that's impossible. You're lying.
Really now? Hey, Marina, why don't you tell her about it?
Sure thing!
Go, Marina, go!
It started yesterday after we met. Amber looked at the journal again and thought it might be near the smaller rocks behind the bigger one. They're called dikes, I think. Anyway, turns out she was right!
Mariah looks down, muttering to herself.
But how? Why wouldn't he just hide it on the mountain? It doesn't make sense. If he was going back to Missouri...
Her voice diminishes until her words are reduced to lip flaps, like a mad scientist trying to figure out a complex equation. She retreats into her own little world.
Mariah?
A smidge of sympathy buds inside me. I look to Joseph and Tess. Even they look a little shocked.
Is she gonna be okay?
I honestly don't know.
Ew. Tess approaches Mariah, who's still whispering nonsense under her breath. Nonchalantly, Tess hops in front of her, her hand reaching upwards, trying to wave it in front of Mariah and bring her back to our world. No response. Tess pulls Mariah's arm skyward and then allows her to flop down to her side. Still no response.
You know, we've been looking into that treasure since we were kids.
Joseph steps up to the counter and stares into the box.
Never expected someone else to find it before us.
Yeah, it is well written.
That's more than I can say. I didn't even think it existed.
There's that too.
He sighs, then with a shrug, cracks a smile.
Well, good job anyway. You ladies seem cool, so if it couldn't be us, then at least it was you.
Yay, that's sweet.
You guys want to stick around? We could tell you more about it.
If I were them, I would want to know every detail. He looks at Mariah.
Somehow, I don't think that would be healthy for her. Or you.
Okay, fair. He grabs Mariah by the shoulders and begins pushing her towards the exit.
Come on, Mariah. Let's go make you a nice cold michelada.
Michelada? What's a michelada?
You two can keep the equipment. Think of it as an apology gift.
Cute. Because cheaply made tools I could get at any hardware store are equal value to a car. Fair point. Again, they did dismantle your car. They're almost out of the motorhome when Mariah flips and rushes back.
Hold on a minute, thief!
Oh, she's gonna get mad because we used her equipment to find the treasure, and so she's gonna be like, I want to share. So Marina had a car. Okay, so this is how it happened with Marina. Marina left home from Carlsbad, New Mexico. She made it 2 hours out of the city before she broke down because she had no gas. Because she forgot to gas up before leaving town. Anyways, so she's out stranded, and that's where we find her, and we go to a gas station and get a can of gas to take back to her car. And on the way back to her car, Mariah and her friends had stolen and dismantled Marina's car. So when we get back, the car is gone. And we find out that in a phone call that that Mariah was making to Joe is when they decided to steal the car, which is she was in the same spot as Amber and Marina at the gas station when she made that decision. So in the time that it took them to get back to the car, they'd already stolen it. And we don't find out until we meet Mariah further, and she tells us that the gold is real, and we find out because Tess has Marina's license plate. Oop. So that's what happened to the car. That was a short synopsis of what happened in the first chapter. Hold on a minute, thief. She looks me straight in the eyes, her expression returning to that of a piercing hawk.
You just had beginner's luck.
Oh, okay, she's not gonna complain.
You might have found the first piece, but I promise you, me and my team will find the rest.
Ooh, is that a challenge? She extends a hand and smirks. Ooh. I pause for a moment, then grab it and offer a smirk of my own.
You're on.
You're on. Marina and Joseph both let out a sigh of relief as if they just witnessed the signing of a peace treaty.
Well, guess
that takes care of that.
Now let's get out of here and go back to a proper base.
Yeah, your motorhome's nicer. We got it.
Are you going to drink until you feel better again, sis?
Shut up! Didn't Mom ever teach you any manners?
Where is your mom?
You always said Mom is an airheaded ditz who wouldn't know good advice or a good man if it bit her on the butt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Mariah.
Sorry for all the trouble, ladies. See you two down the road.
Fair. See you later. Joseph pulls the door closed. Marina and I stay put as the bickering of the trio fades into the distance.
Were you serious?
Drink till you drop.
About what?
She's gotta drink for this failure of not being able to get the treasure first. That would have driven me crazy. Oop. My cords are stuck. Hold on. There we go. About what?
The treasure. You told Mariah that you were gonna find the rest. If you were just being nice and want to leave now, that's fine too. You've already done a lot for me.
She casts her eyes downward to hide her emotions, but I know better by now.
And let you keep all the treasure for yourself? Hell no.
Hell no. Her eyes bounce back.
Besides,
Oops. Someone's got to keep you from getting yourself into trouble. Very true.
may as well be me.
Again, you two have known each other for about 48 hours. Just about 48 hours. 2 days.
For real? But don't you have the festival to go to?
Not for like a couple weeks, right?
It's still a little while away. I wanted to do some sightseeing anyway.
Might as well, then, if you don't have anything to do. Marina launches forward. Before I can sidestep, she tackles me with the force of a gold-filled freight train. Yeah, now that we know that the treasure is real, we might as well stick along and find the rest of it. It wasn't hard to find the first piece. I don't even try to resist. It's futile in the grace of Marina's hugs.
Thank you, 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 thank you!
Oh, that's cute. I love her voice actress.
Actually, I probably owe you an apology.
We insisted that it wasn't real. That's true. She cocks her head and looks up at me. I look away, my bashful side taking over.
Well, you know, I kept saying it wasn't real and stuff.
Hey, don't worry about it. Most people wouldn't have given me the time of day.
Yeah, but
Relax. Just figure out where we have to go next.
It's a cute story. If I were a voice actress, I would have loved voicing these lines. We walk to the front of the RV and take our seats. Grabbing the journal from the glove compartment, I flip it open. I glance over the second to last entry. Key phrases like split path, detour, and acres of identical arched stone throw my brain into the deep end, drowning me in dizzying puzzles before I've even fully read it. Marina peeks over, trying to decipher the entries with me. A speck of inadequacy crawls up inside me, and I quickly flip to the next entry before Marina notices that I'm stuck. I'll deal with that later. For now, we'll just narrow this down. Oh goodness. Hold on, let me get a drink. Alright. Much has happened since my last entry, so let me waste no time in beginning. As I mentioned previously, I had begun to develop a cough of sorts during my travels. At the time, I thought nothing of it, just a result of being overexposed to the elements. After all, a handsomely rugged and worldly man, such as myself, should be used to such things, but I digress. Unfortunately, the more I continued under the blazing sun, the more my condition worsened, until finally my body gave out. The last thing I remember is falling off my steed. Sometime later, I awoke next to a fire with my horse nearby. I myself could not move as I was held down by illness and sweat, but I was reassured by a man standing across from me. Upon further inspection, I realized he was in need about this land. I had several encounters with people of his sort during my time on the wagon trail, so naturally I was suspicious and fearful for the remainder of my gold. However, the man said he had no interest in such things. A dry, quiet fellow, the man told me his name was Lamasi, and that I was in a canyon his people occupied, although they had been driven to a different segment of it some years back. His English was quite fluent, and when I inquired, he said he had learned from his settlers as a boy. Over the next several days, Lamasi would nurse me back to health. He would never stray too far, as he preferred looking after his estranged tribe from a distance, but I was able to explore portions of his home. Eventually, I stumbled upon a long ruined home built in a cave on the side of the mountain. According to Lamasi, there were many more like it, though they originally belonged to enemies of his ancestors. It was then that I realized that where I would leave the next portion of my bounty. On my last day with him, I informed Lamasi of my plans, where he casually promised to guard it for me until I returned. But before I left, he pointed me in the direction of a sacred landmark, one so giant and huge it would simultaneously be a conspicuous and inconspicuous hiding place. With that knowledge, I bid farewell to my new friend and trusted the gold in his care. Perhaps I will reward him with some of it on the return trip.
You're my Lamesi, Amber.
Suddenly, my chest feels like a hummingbird is fluttering around in it. Oh my gosh! Amber, calm down! I shift my eyes away from her smile and hide my face.
Thanks.
When you strip away the circumstances, I guess I did save and protect her like that Lamasi guy did with the miner.
A gorge is like a canyon, right?
Yeah, there's a big one in Arizona. Marina leans in closer and points to the entry, strands of soft hair tickling my cheek. I scoot back and power through it, taking a sharp breath to recollect myself. There's a love bug going around. True. They've so got it for each other. They're so like... Their little scenes where their emotions show are just the best, because it's just hints between the story of finding the gold. So we just get these little just dabs of lesbianism. Marina nearly springs out of her seat in a burst of realization, her head an inch away from smacking into the ceiling.
Oh my god. Does that mean we get to go to the Grand Canyon? Do we get to go to the Grand Canyon, Amber?
Ah.
Not unless history decides to rewrite itself. There are lots of canyons with ruins. One of them is the Grand Canyon, but most of them have been cleaned out for hundreds of years.
I choked down a groan. Indian ruins aren't exactly rarities around here. Maybe that other entry wasn't so bad after all. They have the greatest treasure of all. Each other. Yeah.
So we're looking for a
The
place
gold-
that was still being used in the 1850s.
If I just found a box of gold, like if I had gone on this treasure hunt and found the box of gold, I would continue the rest of the way, because how much gold can you end up taking with you? That'd be great. You'd be super rich. Marina hunkers down and thinks with me, wrinkling forming on her forehead as she tries to strain out an answer. I'm pretty sure she doesn't even know where to start, but hey, at least she's trying.
Well, there is one place.
Marina hardly gets a breath out before I crush her dreams once again.
Not the Grand Canyon.
Not the Grand Canyon. She slinks back into her chair and quietly pouts.
It's still in Arizona, but it's a different place. Canyon de Chelly.
Oh, I've never been
The
there.
Navajo weren't chased out until 1863, so the timing isn't too screwy.
That's true.
Place is loaded with ruins, too.
How do you know that? From travel guides?
Oh, are they Puebloan ruins?
No? My flow of information stops. She knows what I'm talking about? She can actually pronounce it? Oh.
Yeah. I'm surprised you know that.
Yep, I've been reading some of those travel guides lying around. Super interesting.
Oh, maybe you can learn it from a travel guide. Those things must be about as old as I am now. I didn't have the heart to throw them away when I was cleaning everything out.
Hey, that's how I did it. It's the best way to learn.
Best way to learn.
Anyway, Canyon de Chelly is pretty damn close to here.
Okay. She gasps.
So it might have lined up with the route he took.
Well, I can't be 100% positive, but...
I close my eyes and snap the book shut, the air between the pages puffing out at us. Then, with one eye open, shoot Marina a grin.
I'm pretty sure.
Hey, get that confidence. Hell yeah. Let's go find some gold. Maybe tackle some trauma along the way. Arizona's highways are infamously boring. I don't think so. We have a lot of, like, artwork on our freeways. I guess the highways, like, outside of town are really boring, but our freeways and stuff, we have a lot of, like, art built into the walls and the grazed ground.
Says the person that doesn't drive.
That's true.
You don't know the roads.
That's my husband. He's a goblin. His name is Gob Gob. Go check him out on twitch.tv/gobgob. Let's see. Nothing but hills. Up, down, up, down. That's true. There's nothing interesting to look at. Both sides of the road are smothered in nondescript shrubs. It's part of the country where you just zone out and drive on autopilot. Okay, that's fair. When we finally see a round sign for the town of Chinle right next to the canyon, it feels like we're approaching the promised land. Bert says hi.
Hi.
Marina looks up from the book. She's reading just in time to miss the sign.
Was that it? Are we there yet?
Nah,
Close.
40 miles to go still. So about half an hour.
She makes a sound like a pop balloon and goes back to reading. We take an exit in a tiny excuse for a town, one of those places that has a gas station and a few old houses. It's like in Monopoly, where you buy up all the property you can, even though it's not that great.
This is it?
Marina repeats her earlier question as I slow down and turn
Nope.
left.
Almost. I don't even know what this place is called.
She makes the pop balloon noise again, but leaves the book closed. I wonder what that is it like when you put air in your cheeks and then you push? Or like, is it more like she pop? When we finally reach Chinle, it's pretty obvious. This is the first real town we've seen in hours. The outskirts are industrial, dominated by what I assume are factories. A pair of stray dogs lope along the side of the road, hungry and lean. Marina makes a sound of sympathy, pressing her face against the glass as we pass them. No, Marina.
Hey, Amber.
No, Marina.
We're not getting a dog.
But They're so cute! And we could dress him up in a bandana and...
No way. I've never gotten why people want to dress their pets up like people.
It's cute.
It's cute. Marina pouts. I figured she was just joking, but she didn't actually think I would let her get a dog, right? You two aren't even together. It's been less than 3 days. You're on the 3rd day of knowing each other. Does Leica have a bandana? She has multiple bandanas, but she likes to tear them off when we're not paying attention. So she doesn't wear them very often. She doesn't even wear a collar around the house because I don't want her to get stuck in anything. She likes to crawl through stuff, like under the bed. So I don't let her have the collar on because it's not a snap release collar. Like if she gets it stuck, it's not going to come off. She'll just get stuck. But she likes bandanas. She does make her own style. It seems that all is forgiven by the time I pull into a gas station. She's bouncing in her seat with her usual enthusiasm, or maybe it's her bladder. My second guess must have been correct, because as soon as I shut off the engine, she darts off the RV and into the store. While she does that, I fuel up. No telling when we'll see the next gas station. Could be 100 miles, and this thing drinks gasoline like a thirsty dog drinks water. By the time I finish, Marina still isn't back, so I lock up and head inside. The store is devoid of other customers. Isn't it remarkable? With the usual selection of candy, chips, and overpriced beef jerky. Aw, but that beef jerky is so good, though. I'm not hungry, just passing time. Soon, Marina trots out of the bathroom, glancing around. She spots me and heads over.
Want anything?
Corn nuts.
Let's see.
Corn nuts. I know, Leica. We'll get some for you, too. I leave her to agonize over the candy bars while I flip through some of the travel brochures beneath the window. There are a couple about Canyon de Chelly, which is our destination just up the road. There are flyers of other Arizona attractions too, including the non-local ones. Of course, there are a few brochures for the Grand Canyon, plus a couple must-see sites in Phoenix, the capital. Oh. There's even an ad for a novelty called The Thing in Tucson. That's far out of our way.
Okay, I'm ready.
Tucson's pretty far down there. If they're, like, north, like above Phoenix, or north, like, Tucson's pretty far away. It's like 2 hours away from me or something like that. I turn around. Marina has a couple king-size candy bars in her hands and a large bottle of Coke tucked under her arm.
You seriously need all that?
I was gonna say, you're not even paying, Missy.
I thought we could share.
Oh, is that true? She gives me her best offended puppy impression.
Fine, fine.
I still don't want anything, but I can't say no to that. Aw.
Here. I'm gonna use the bathroom too. Meet you at the car.
I place my wallet atop the pallet of candy she's carrying and send her towards the attendant. When I come back out of the bathroom, Marina's still talking to the clerk. There's a bag in her hands. She must have already finished paying, gotten distracted talking. I join the two of them.
Closed off, so only the guided tours are open right now.
Uh-oh. Marina looks like she's seen a ghost.
What's up?
I take my wallet from where it's just sitting forgotten on the counter.
I was just asking about the canyon and the tours and stuff.
The clerk nods.
Yup. I was saying how if you're here to sightsee, you might have some trouble. A lot of it's closed off because of all the kids coming and causing trouble looking for treasure.
Damn, I'm not surprised, but that's frustrating.
What isn't closed off?
Well, there are still some tours you can go on. Most of them, I think. But you can't do the self-guided ones.
Oh, you have to be monitored. Marina looks at me, eyes wide. Clearly she's expecting some solution from me. I just smile at the attendant.
Got it. Thank you.
And lead a dumbstruck Marina out of the store. As I unlock the RV, Marina prances around
What
me.
are we gonna do?
What are we gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna take a nap.
She stops.
Huh?
I'm tired, so I'm going to nap for a little bit. I checked one of the pamphlets and there's a tour at 6:30, so we'll just join that and then sneak off.
Like, on our own?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To do illegal things like digging in national, like, forest protection places. I don't know what they're called. National parks? No, that's not a national park. What is it? It's just like a tourist trap. Her eyes go wide again.
Amber, you're a genius!
I twist a lock of my hair around my finger and glance away. Her constant compliments are a little embarrassing, especially for stuff that seems obvious to me.
Thanks. It's not much of a plan, though.
Yeah, but at least it's a plan. I thought we were just gonna have to give up or something.
Nah. Rules are made to be broken and all that.
I feel a bit guilty that we'll be breaking rules specifically put in place because of people like us, but I can safely say that we'll be more careful than the average treasure hunter. Just picturing Mariah, I can easily see her smashing down ancient ruins in her search.
But yeah, wake me up at 5:30. Unless you're going to nap too.
Nope, I'm not tired anymore, so I'll just read some more.
Alright. Good night.
Night-night!
I leave her up in the front as I head back to my bed and fall into it. After bunching up my blankets around me, it doesn't take long to fall asleep. Highway Blossoms, Part 2. I think this is a new chapter for us. I wake up slowly, fighting to keep my eyes open. In the back of my head, I feel like something is wrong. I'm gonna save real quick. It takes a minute before I realize I've overslept. It's 5:45. Marina was supposed to wake me up 15 minutes ago.
Marina?
I call her name but get no response. Rolling out of bed, I massage my eyes and stumble up towards the front. Of course she is asleep, sprawled out on the dash with her head buried in her arms. It looks like she's been out for a while. Jerking her by the shoulder, I shake her awake.
What's up, Amber?
Her speech is slurred by sleepiness. I ignore the temptation to make the "not you" joke.
How's that book you're reading?
It's great. I just put it down to...
A look of shock spreads across her face. Mounting horror takes over as she realizes the time.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. I was just gonna nap, but then I forgot to set an alarm. I mean, to wake me up.
Yeah, that's what alarms are for.
Freaking out, she hurriedly tries to buckle her seatbelt, failing several times in her frenzy. I pat her on the shoulder as I sit down. It's not even a big deal, but she's so worked up.
It's cool. We're not late yet. Ready to go?
Marina just nods, staring at the floor. I buckle up and turn the key. The engine roars to life and I throw out in reverse. I have to crane my neck to make sure I don't run over anyone. Road signs direct us out of town and towards the canyon. After spending so long on the highway, going down these streets with low speed limits feels restrictive. From the corner of my eye, I watch Marina. She's being abnormally quiet. She fixes her hair, pops her knuckles, and rubs her shoulders, but she doesn't say anything. Finally, I cave.
What's wrong with you?
What do you mean?
What do I mean? What do I mean? I mean, you're being weird. Her tone of voice is stressed, maybe more intimidating than I think.
You're being weird. Super quiet.
Again, you've known each other for like 3-4 days now.
Oh, I didn't know if you were mad at me or not.
What, for falling asleep?
She nods.
Nah, I'm not mad. Trust me, you'd know for sure if I was.
You've seen her mad. She was mad at Mariah when she found out that they stole your car. You know what her mad looks like.
I told you it wasn't a big deal, didn't I?
Truth. Days can't feel like years. They're just rapidly falling in love with each other. I think that's one of the things that really drives people to fall in love with each other is when you have a shared experience of like going through a hardship that can really like bond you two together. So I think that's probably what's happening right now. They're getting really bonded together because they're going on this adventure together. But they're still not vulnerable with their feelings yet. They're still not like... Amber's hiding about her grandfather and what she's actually doing. And Marina she's hiding something. So she's still hiding about why she wants to go on this treasure hunt in the first place.
You promise?
Yeah, I promise.
Marina bounces in her seat, immediately cheerier.
Okay, cool. 'Cause, like, if you were mad at me already, that would be a bad sign.
Sign of what?
That we wouldn't be good partners. You know, treasure hunting buddies?
Oh, we're partners now, are we? You're the sidekick, right?
No way! I'm totally the main character. We're here because of me.
Considering how this game started out, I would not be surprised if we got more like heavy drama later on. I laugh, causing her to turn away smiling. She's a lot cuter when she smiles. Amber? Amber? I've been smiling more too, I realize. As I think of that, it starts to make me sad again. Do I really deserve to be smiling right now? Oh, there's the trauma.
Amber?
Huh.
Like she read my mind, Marina snaps me out of it.
Can we listen to Super Crush again?
You seriously like that one?
Super Crush was one of those groups that Gramps loved to show off to other people because they were so weird. All the members played a different instrument on each album, so it was like a whole other band every time. That's crazy. That's such a great idea, but that's so crazy. All the members played a different instrument on each album, so it was like a whole other band every time. That's insane.
Yeah, it was different, but in a good way.
I'll bet.
That's definitely
great.
true.
I want to listen to Super Crush. With one hand on the steering wheel, I dig around in the bin of tapes by my feet. I flick my gaze between that and the road. Eventually, I find the one I'm looking for. It has a Halloween orange case with text that looks like slime. When it starts to play, Marina hums along. She's almost on key. Guess she liked it enough to remember how the songs go. Can you use that for my band? I don't know. I wish I could put together a band. That'd be great. I crank the volume up, earning a grin from Marina. The sound is tinny and distorted at this level. More distorted than usual, I mean, but it's also more fun. I was just thinking if I had a band, what would I name it? And I was like, the Princesses. And I was like, oh, does that mean that everybody has to be a princess? That'd be great. And we all play different instruments. Slide whistle. Our smiles lasted all the way until we rolled into a nearly empty parking lot. What instrument would I play? I would play the slide whistle. I'd play one of those little meep boop meep, the little robot things that you squeeze and you run your hands along the stem and it makes notes. I'd play one of those things. Like something that needs like very minimal air blowing on my end. I used to play flute, but like my asthma was always giving me a problem whenever I play flute too much. So maybe I have a ukulele, but maybe I like to play violin. I like to learn. I don't know what I would play. I still think I'd play like a slide whistle or a penny whistle or something like that. Something goofy.
Amber?
Yeah?
Shouldn't there be, like, other people waiting here?
There probably should. What time is it?
Marina twists around to check.
6:20?
What the hell? Did they start early?
Is that what they're called? The automatons? Is that what they are? Yeah, I'd like to play one of those. They seem fun. Like a sideways piano. There are other cars around, but they're all unoccupied. My parking job is hasty, and I take up 2 spaces, but don't bother to correct it. Rude, Amber. We hurry out of the RV. I almost forget the key in the ignition and have to double back to grab it. Marina's already over at an information desk, probably talking to a ranger. But then she turns back to me, the despair on her face visible even though it's getting dark.
There's no one here!
There aren't any lights on inside either. Probably closed at 6. I vaguely recall reading that in a brochure, but I thought there would be still someone around for the tours.
Don't panic!
Don't panic! I jog back to the RV and unlock it again. Rummaging through the glove box, I pull out the little blue flashlight that Gramps gave me a few years ago. I click it on and off a couple times to make sure that it works. After I lock everything back up again, I join Marina by the unhelpful help desk. She's bouncing on her heels, hands clasped together.
Hey, it's alright. Worst comes to worst, we'll just do it tomorrow.
But what if someone else finds the treasure tonight?
Yeah, but we can't push ourselves. If we can't get in, we can't get in. There's still rules we gotta respect.
Guess we'll just have to catch up then, huh?
Or do that. That works too. Turning on the flashlight, I swing the beam around. While there's still some daylight left, it isn't much. Maybe half an hour at the most.
Catch up to what?
The tour group's silly. Even if we're late, they can't have left that long ago. And they'll be stopping a bunch, so we should be able to find them easily.
Okay.
By ourselves?
Her voice was almost like a squawk, like a surprised parrot.
Well, yeah. I don't see anyone else around. Do you?
I swivel around, illuminating nothing but rocks and bushes.
Come on, it'll be fine. It's not like there are going to be bears or mountain lions this close to a parking lot.
You don't know about that. You don't know about that.
Those kinds of things live here?
If she didn't know that, then what is she afraid of?
Probably. I don't know. But come on, we're wasting time.
Marina whimpers. Then, surprising me, she grabs my hand. Hers is sweaty and warm. I just had the best idea. I want to go on a road trip of Highway Blossoms. Once we finish the Highway Blossoms, I want to go on a road trip to go to all the places that they went to. Shiprock, this place, the canyon, wherever else they end up going. That would be a super fun road trip. I'm going to do that like next summer, I think, to get out of town. That'd be fun. I turn and look at her and meet her wide eyes. It looks like she might cry, and it makes me regret being so pushy.
We don't have to do it if you don't want to.
She shakes her head, but clings to me like a kid, her free hand buried in my clothes. If it were any brighter out, she'd see my face turn red.
No, like I said, if we don't go now, someone else will beat us to it. Just stay close, okay?
What are you afraid of? You were in the dark with us last night.
Yeah,
So you can't be afraid of the dark. She lets me lead, but doesn't let go of my hand. A large wooden sign marks the start of the trail.
So, are you scared of the dark?
No answer.
But you were fine at Shiprock.
That's what I was saying.
That was different.
Was it? Marina's arm jerks, but she doesn't let go.
That was in a town.
What? I suppose.
With people.
Oh, because we're all alone out here and it's just the two of us. Well, I guess there was a campsite around the corner, so.
Roads.
Roads.
No mountain lions.
The temptation to tease her more is strong, but I don't. Every time a bird caws or makes something in the brush shake, I feel her flinch a little. Somehow, even this side of her is cute too. A little childish, sure, but it's nice to have her rely on me to keep her safe. Amber. Calm your titties, Amber. To take her mind off things, I make small talk.
So, what are you gonna do once you're filthy rich from the treasure?
Sorry, what?
What are you gonna do?
I asked what you'll do with your share of the treasure.
Oh, I'm not sure yet. I haven't thought about it.
You haven't thought about how you're gonna spend all that gold that you're finding? Why are you finding the gold if you haven't thought about it?
We're out here looking, and you don't even have a plan for it?
Yeah.
It was a spur-of-the-moment thing. What about you, huh?
I don't know either.
Ha! See, I'm not.
Yeah, but I wasn't planning on looking for it, you know? I haven't spent as much time thinking about it.
That's true. I glance behind me to see Marina stick out her tongue, and I laugh.
But, let's see. I definitely need to pay off Gramps' hospital and funeral expenses. After that, I guess I should probably get the motorhome fixed up. It's not gonna break down on us or anything, but it's kind of old.
Why not just buy a new one?
Hell no!
Hell no. My response comes out snappier than I intended.
It's just that it has sentimental value, you know? I'd rather keep that than buy a newer, better car. I grew up in that thing. I could never just replace it.
Truth.
After that, I'd probably just keep doing what I was doing before I met you.
And what's that?
Wandering.
Don't you want to stop wandering sometime?
Ooh, here's the deep connection point. We're opening up. Amber's being more vulnerable. My steps slow a bit. It's an innocent question, but it hits me hard.
Not yet, no.
What are you wandering for, Amber? I whisper it. Marina catches up next to me, dropping my hand as she does so.
At least I'm not the only one without a goal.
I poke her in the side and she squirms away a couple feet.
Ow!
Dork.
Dork. That's cute. It's hard to stay sad around her. As we turn around a curve in the road, the tour group comes into view. Yeah, can you imagine all the memories you'd make traveling if you lived in a motorhome? I always kind of wanted to do that, like, camper van thing where, like, you put a bed in it and, like, a shower and stuff like that. But, like, money, expenses, there's a lot of know-how that goes into making those things that I just don't know how. So, it just has a cluster of people, most of them armed with flashlights. It's hard to know for sure, but I can see at least a dozen different figures. The tour guide is shining his light up at a rock face, illuminating some designs on it. Everyone has their backs to us.
Try to be as sneaky as possible. We want to join up without them noticing, like we've been there the whole time.
Sneaky, sneaky.
If anyone notices us show up, they might notice when we leave.
Truth.
Why do we have to join up in the first place?
I don't know how to get to the ruins we're looking for. We'll stay with the group until the tour gets there, and then we'll sneak off.
Sneaky, sneaky. Marina nods.
Okay, follow my lead. And remember, be as quiet as you can.
We creep forward slowly. If someone were to turn around and see us, we'd look pretty suspicious, but nobody does. The lecture on petroglyphs gets their full attention. Marina kicks a rock and I tense up, expecting that to break the spell, but we're close enough now that if it did, it might not matter. And we reach the back of the tour group without anyone noticing. I give Marina a thumbs up, which she returns.
You can see the Anasazi ruins. Some of the Navajo people still call the area home. There's a living community in the canyon who...
I've never heard it pronounced Navajo. I've always heard it pronounced Navajo. I'm not too interested in hearing about the history of the place, so I turn back to Marina. She's looking up at the pictures too, though her eyes appear glazed over. When she catches me staring, she blinks and then smiles. I smile back, though I must look like an idiot just watching her instead of the lecture. After a minute, the guide's speech concludes and we start to walk down the trail. Much to my dismay, before I can say anything to Marina, the woman in front of us turns around.
Isn't that just crazy?
Huh?
It takes a second for me to understand that she's talking to me. She fits just about every stereotype of redneck, from that huge hat on her head to the baby strapped to her chest. She'd probably be attractive if not for the layers of sunscreen coating her face. Even though it's nearly nighttime, they make her look like a ghost.
I said, isn't that just crazy? What he was saying about those Indians and how they used to communicate with each other.
Oh, yeah.
Even if I wanted to talk to her, I still have no idea what the guide had said.
They were just so darn clever. Really makes you wonder how they all ended up dying out, huh?
No, it's called colonization. You should look it up on Google.
I'm pretty sure a lot of them are still alive. And, like, some of them live here? In this canyon?
Also truth. I had heard that much at least, but apparently not everyone did. For a second, the woman looks at me like I'm crazy, but then she busts up laughing.
Sorry, you're absolutely right. I was thinking of them Aztecs down in Mexico.
What? What? I'm still lost. Her laugh is more like a bray. She sounds like a farm animal. In my head, I keep hoping she'll turn her back around and leave us alone. But we're not so lucky. She keeps on chatting us up as we follow the trail. I'm self-conscious about how noisy she's being compared to the low noise level of the others.
Say, is that where the name Texas comes from? From Aztec?
What? Before I can answer, she started shouting at someone else.
Howard! Hey, Howard, come over here!
Oh my god. By now, nearly everyone is looking at us.
Ma'am, can you please keep your voice down?
Oops, sorry.
She apologizes loudly. So much for staying inconspicuous. Howard makes his way over. He looks rather defeated, face drooping and shoulders sagging. I figure he's the woman's husband.
Yes, dear.
Oh, goodness. It's one of those guys. Yes, dear.
I was just talking to this girl here about history, and I was wondering, does the name Texas have anything to do with the Aztecs? Since the words sound kind of similar?
No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure no.
I don't think so.
Huh, go figure.
Oh my god. She cackles again, beside her Howard sighs. For his sake, I hope her family is loaded or something. Every time she laughs, the baby on her chest bounces, but the lucky kid sleeps right through it all. Maybe he's used to this.
Anyway, I must have left my manners back in Wisconsin. My name's Linda, and this is my husband, Howard.
In Wisconsin, you say? Cheesehead.
This little chimp right here.
She thrusts herself and thus the baby towards me.
Is Dino. Ain't that just the cutest name?
Dino? Like a dinosaur? I just grunt in response. I'm trying to see around her, up to where the guide is alternating between shooting Linda death glares and trying to narrate the walk. If he said anything useful about the canyon in the past couple minutes, I've missed it entirely. Glancing over at Marina, who's pulled away a couple feet, it looks like she's enjoying my torture in struggling silence. Tears have formed at the corners of her eyes, glittering in the dying light. They're the good kind of tears, the kind from laughing too much. Her face is smushed over her mouth and she's shaking with the effort of staying silent. There's no way I can let her get away with that, especially since I need to get closer to the front for now. I grab her arm and tug her over into Linda's line of sight.
I'm Jane.
I'm Jane, okay. The enthusiasm in my voice is so forced.
And this is my friend Lacey.
Lacey. I use fake names just to be safe. Marina limply shakes Linda's hand, which has grabbed hers. The mirth has vanished from Marina's face. Good.
Nice to meet you.
Lacey. Linda pumps her arm like a guillotine, grinning broadly, and yet still managing to walk.
It's so good to see young people taking an interest in nature and history and all that. Are y'all from around here? We're originally from Tennessee, see, but moved to Wisconsin and...
Oh god. Having been properly introduced, I leave Marina to suffer through the family history. I shift away and walk ahead, passing by most of the tour groups so that I can better hear the guide. For a while, he talks about the wildlife and history of the park. After a couple minutes, though, the lessons become more relevant.
We'll be coming up on the Mummy Cave ruins here in just a little bit. That's one of the better-known sites in the canyon. 700 years ago, it was a bustling Pueblonian village. We can't get too close to the ruins, so unfortunately it might be a little too late to really see them clearly tonight. While the Mummy Cave itself hasn't ever been open to the public.
That's all I needed to know, so I start to slip back towards Marina. It looks like she's still being held hostage by tales of Wisconsin family adventures. Linda notices me approaching.
Oh, Jane, there you are. I was just telling Lacey about one of the cows I helped birth when I was younger.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Run. I'm not sure how the conversation went from introductions to cow birth in such a short span of time, but I'm not curious enough to ask. When I rejoin Marina, she mouths 2 words.
Save me!
I still don't know how to get out of this one. Annoyance aside, it'll be impossible to slip away with Linda's attention on us. But it seems we're in luck. As we go around another bend in the road, something more interesting than Marina and me comes into view.
Oh, Howard, look! This is it. This is one of those mummy ruins I was telling you about.
Linda elbows forward, moving ahead of us.
You girls make sure you get a good spot. You're gonna want to see this, even if it's dark out.
She forges ahead, her husband trailing dutifully. As he passes, I think I hear him say sorry, though I'm not certain. Once they're out of earshot, Marina makes a sound like a train letting out steam.
Oh my god. I thought I was gonna explode. My ears or my head or my brain or something.
Saw you laughing and figured it wasn't fair if I was the only one who suffered.
That was a good line delivery from Amber. I like that one.
I'd take it all back if I could. Seriously, though, first she was talking about herself, then about her kid, then about her childhood, and then she started talking about growing up on a farm. Somehow she ended up going on about cows having babies and how messy it all is. I don't even know.
What, you're not interested in that stuff?
You know! Gross, gross, gross!
Cow birth. Gross, gross, gross. She wrinkles up her face as she says it. I giggle, but then turn serious real fast.
Okay, but listen. Because it's dark, the group probably isn't gonna stop to look at the mummy cave ruins for very long. So we'll have to wait until we can sneak away again, and then go over there ourselves.
How far away are they?
No idea. I can't see from here. Just follow my lead again.
Got it.
We've been at the very back of the group the entire time. The people right in front of us are much less interested in us than Linda was, so I don't think anyone will notice if we go missing. When we reach a railing, the guide stops to point out the ruins. They're across a small valley, a couple 100 yards away. In the darkness, it's almost impossible to see them. They're just a dark smudge against the even darker backdrop of a mountain. Marina and I are a few yards away from the group, too. Oh, Bergman's searching for something. So apparently Texas is derived from a native word for friend that was then adapted by the Spanish, thereby adding a Spanish pronunciation to the word. It was then used to designate the natives who used to live in modern-day Texas, and gradually it became the name of the area instead. Whoa, that's super cool! Thanks for finding that out, Bird! That's awesome! Look, we're learning all sorts of stuff in stream today. I pretend to inspect something on a rock, though there's nothing there. As the short speech ends and the guide starts to lead everyone on again, I dart behind a rock and crouch down. Marina quickly follows. I can see her start to say something, but I cut my hand over her mouth before she can get a word out. Silently, I shake my head. Marina nods twice, so I uncover her face. In my head, I count to 60. Once a minute has passed, I peel myself away from the rock and stand back up.
We should be safe now.
Marina's face lights up as she claps her hands. I notice that she's taken out the journal page with the hiding spot again.
That was so cool! It was like something out of a video game where you just sneak away right in front of everyone.
I guess so, but we still can't be noisy. They're not gonna be that far away. No flashlights either.
This close up, I can see her face fall flat.
Don't worry, I'll be right beside you.
Are we just gonna hop the fence and walk over there?
Unless you have any better ideas.
What if they catch us?
Then they'll throw us out.
We're not gonna get arrested for trespassing or anything, are we?
Yeah, they should have had a cardboard box. That'd have been funny. We're not gonna get arrested for trespassing or anything, are we? They might just kick you out. I don't know if you'll get arrested. Maybe if you get like a piece of work security guard.
Nah, that'd be too much trouble for them.
That's what I was thinking too. That's a lot of work.
Okay.
The uncertainty in her voice is obvious. I grab the paper from her hand and stuff it into my pocket.
Let's go. The longer we wait, the more likely it is that they'll notice us missing.
I stroll over to the metal rail, hoping that I sound more confident than I am. Honestly, this is pretty risky and more than a little stupid. But it's also exciting. Ew. I duck down and underneath the rail. After a moment, Marina does the same. We're officially out of bounds. Across the small field, I can still just barely make out the shape of the ruins. They sit close to the mouth of a large cave that runs up the mountain like a scar.
Okay, come on.
Alright. There's an incline, but it's not too bad. Next to me, Marina spreads her arms out for balance, but I'm confident enough to not need to. Crossing over the ruins themselves will be the riskiest part. There's no cover, and anyone who happens to look over will see us. We just have to hope that the tour group has moved to somewhere without a line of sight on us.
Okay, hurry.
I grab Marina's hand and start to run. She struggles to keep up, so I slow down a bit. It takes maybe 2 minutes from one end to the other. When we reach the far wall, Marina's breathing
Don't do much
is
running, do you?
Not it. Oh.
Ah, that was a good line delivery, Marina. Every word is punctuated with a pant. I'm winded too, but fight my lungs to not show it. I have to look strong for Marina. Do you? Do you really?
Ready for the fun part?
Is it actually fun?
No, it's searching around in the dark.
Not yet. We've still got to get up there.
I point to the lip of the cave, a good 50 feet or so above us still. Marina's face goes pale as she stares at the sheer rock wall in front of us.
We're not gonna have to climb that, are we?
How else?
Oh my gosh. I wait a second for the shock to hit her face before I laugh and shake my head.
Just kidding. Come over here.
Come over here. A short distance away is a slope, somewhat steep but not too long. It leads up into part of the cave close to the ruins.
We actually do have to go up this one.
Her face still looks doubtful.
I don't know if I can get up that.
Oh, come on, Marina. You can do it.
Sure you can. It's easy. Look.
I love how me and Amber have been on the same page about Marina, other than the fact that she thinks she's adorable. I do think Marina's adorable, but I'm not like romantically attracted to her. Obviously, Amber is falling in love with Marina, but I love that I'm so on page with Amber about most things. I hike up a couple steps. Dirt and a bit of gravel tumble past my feet, but it's mostly stable.
It's almost all dirt. If it was loose rock, we'd be in trouble.
Truth. Still looking uncertain, Miranda takes a few careful steps up behind me, then another. She slides back down with a little bit with each step.
Try to spread out your weight a little more evenly. You don't want to lose your balance and fall over.
Put your arms out, like you're tightrope walking. By doing what I say, she's able to reach where I'm standing.
Good job. Now just do that like 50 more times.
Marina groans, but I've already started. I glance back behind me. She's trailing only a couple steps back. For all her worrying, she's doing okay. Did I have a Oh, you know, I had a best friend in middle school, and her younger sister was very much like Marina. They were both blonde, and they were both like blonde, like mentally blonde. So maybe that's why I don't find the Marina so romantically attractive. But I do find her adorable. I'm just about to compliment her when I feel the earth shift beneath me and my foot slides loose. With a yelp, I lose my balance, arms flailing as I try not to fall. Then, faster than I could process, Marina's arm shoots out and grabs my sleeve. She tugs me back upright.
Are you okay? Oh my god, is your ankle alright? It's not broken, is it?
I hope not. Panic's clearly painted across her face.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
The only thing injured is my pride.
Are you sure?
Yeah, thanks. Good save.
We climb up the rest of the way together, but slowly. At the top, both of us stretch and catch our breath.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
Going up was the easy part. Going down is going to be much harder. So you're going to slip.
Besides the part where you almost died, maybe.
That's kind of an exaggeration.
I didn't almost die. Besides, that's what I have my sidekick for.
She gives me a playful shove.
Hey, I told you, I'm not the sidekick here.
Uh-huh. You'll still have to earn the title of captain. Or commander. Whatever it is. And you can do that by finding this thing before I do.
Now that we're actually up in the ruins themselves, it's more clear just how tough this is going to be. The cave stretches a long way like a deep scar in the mountain. Delicate clay buildings, some barely as tall as we are ranged throughout. They say this was a village, but it's hard to imagine anyone living here. Everything is so cramped and small.
Where do you think we should start?
Hard to say. It won't be anywhere obvious. Remember, people have been studying this place for decades.
Truth. So it's
what
not
if
just
someone
going to be
already
sitting
found
out.
it, like a long time ago?
I shrug, but it's probably impossible to see. The sun has now gone down entirely, leaving us in shadowed darkness. I wonder why Marina doesn't seem bothered by it this time.
If they did, then I haven't heard anything about it. We've just got to start looking. Try to be careful, though.
Be
I feel
careful,
bad
Marina.
being here. Maybe this was a bad idea.
It is a bad idea. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your sprained ankle. That sucks, bird. I've never sprained an ankle, but I did twist it when I was, it was like a year ago. I was walking in a park and they had this like hole in the ground for some reason. It's like, I think they were installing like a sprinkler or something, but they dug it out like way too far. And it was covered in grass, so it all looked the same height. So when I walked over it, I twisted my ankle and I was fucked up for a couple days. And that hurt. And that was only getting it twisted, not even like fractured or sprained or anything.
Be super careful then. And watch for spiders.
Gross. I flick on the spare flashlight and pass it to her, just in time to see the look of disgust at the mention of spiders. We split up, staying close to each other but not overlapping where we look. I get down on my hands and knees, shining light into every corner and cranny that I can. I worry that our lights might be visible from a distance, even if they aren't very powerful. The only alternative would be sneaking over in broad daylight, and would be much more likely to be caught then. I'm not finding anything except dirt. I brush my fingers along the clay bricks in hope of finding a loose stone or secret compartment, but there's nothing like that. Nearby, Marina was doing the same thing. She hitched up her dress so it doesn't drag on the ground, and I forced myself to look away rather than stare. She offers quite a view, though. Hey, Amber, cool it down. I need to get the spray. That's me spraying you, Amber. You need to cool it. After a moment, Marina giggles. I'm not sure why. I haven't spoken at all because I don't want our voices to echo in the cave and give us away. But silently searching gets tedious fast, so I decided to try whispering.
What's so funny?
I don't know. Everything, I guess? I was just thinking how weird this is.
This is super weird.
Like, it's just so random, you know?
All right, Aristotle.
Calm down, Marina. What are you
Who's
going on
that?
about? Oh my god, Marina.
Never mind.
Never mind. Never mind.
But yeah, it is kind of crazy.
Deciding that the building was scouring as a lost cause, I move on to the next
I
one.
know it's probably not a big deal for you since you do this stuff all the time, but this is honestly the most fun I've ever had, I think.
We don't do this stuff all the time.
Destroying ancient Native American landmarks?
I'm being careful. Super careful. But just in general, being out here on the road. I thought maybe I was making a mistake when I left, but not anymore.
I'm glad.
I'm glad you're having fun, Marina.
Guess it worked out well for both of us.
I suppose. Can't see her from here, but I know she's smiling. Then she giggles again.
Oh, Amber, you're a big ol' softie after all, aren't you?
Oh my god, calm down.
I'm not. I take it back. I should have left you on the side of the road.
You might have. That actually might have been the better idea. Because otherwise you're getting pulled into destroying Native American landmarks. This time we both laugh. After that, we lapse back into near silence, just the sound of us crawling around, or occasionally moving to another building to search. Soon the happy atmosphere starts to dissolve as we start getting frustrated. Or at least I do. It takes about 20 minutes after we've looked over all the buildings. There aren't too many, and combing over them isn't that hard. But we don't find anything. Not even a clue or a hint that we're in the right spot. Sighing through my nose, I start double-checking some of the larger homes. All the crawling and bending is taking a toll on me. When I straighten up, my back is sore, and sweat presses my hair to my forehead. We should have brought some bottles of water with us. Yeah, that's true. Always keep bottled water handy. I lean against a rock wall and massage my shoulders. Marina finishes up a building, then joins me. She's biting her lip, frowning a little.
Any luck?
Nope.
Nope, nothing. You?
We both pause, silent.
So, that's it, right? Like we've checked all the buildings?
That's true.
Can't be. We must have missed something. I'm going to try checking out the cave itself.
She just stands there. Watches as I head over to the far side. I shine my flashlight up and down again, and up again, examining every inch of the rock. Imagining every inch of the rock, that'd be silly. There's gotta be a crevice where the gold is stashed. Or some other hiding place. There has to be. Why didn't you bring them? Well, I guess you guys were part of the group, so you would have been noticed if you'd had brought metal detectors, but that would have been a better option, I think, than trying to just look for it. But none of the cracks are wide enough or deep enough for something like that. A few minutes later, I pass by Marina, still in the same place. I check her face as I go. Her eyebrows are furrowed and she looks worried. I keep hunting. Images of Mariah triumphantly holding up the gold spur me on. Just the thought of her smug grin pisses me off. When I reach the other end of the cave, I double back and check it again. And again. Finally, Marina pulls away from the wall. I hear it, but don't see it.
Amber, come on. There's no way.
Her voice is a knife in my heart. It hurts because I know she's right. I sigh and flick off my flashlight. Standing there, I look at the invisible ground and have to admit the truth to myself. It's not here. There's no treasure to be found in the Mummy Cape ruins. Either we got it wrong or someone beat us to it. Whichever the answer, there's nowhere else in here that it could be. I make my way back to Marina slowly. I can feel stinging tears of frustration beginning to well up in my eyes, which surprises me. I'm certain Mariah would be laughing at me if she was here right now. We didn't have any choices, so this has got to be scripted. Abruptly, I stop walking towards her and spin around. I don't want Marina to see. There's a sound of crunching dirt as she walks over.
Amber?
Are we crying? There's worry in her voice. I shake my head. I don't know if she can see. She lays a hand on my shoulder and 2 tears manage to leak out of my eyes. I shake my head again.
Amber, it's okay.
No. I'm sorry. I screwed up. I was wrong.
It's okay, Amber. We're allowed to be wrong sometimes. I mean, it's not super great that you guys, again, are destroying a Native American landmark, but it's okay to be wrong.
There's nothing here.
I know there isn't. Seriously, that's okay.
I sob, not even knowing why. Damn it, damn it. Get a grip, Amber. I wrench my eyes shut before the waterworks really start. It burns, but I manage to hold back. Taking deep breaths, I get myself under control. I sink down to lean against the wall of the cave. Marina does the same. Our clothes are dusty from being on the ground so much. Marina pokes me in the side.
You okay?
Marina, how have you been going around in that dress? Don't you have, like, better clothes to search in? Did you not? Well, I guess if she passed anything, it would have been in the car that got destroyed, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry. I don't know what that was about. I just got super frustrated.
Yeah, I could tell.
Can it?
I flick her gently on the knee.
But, that was kind of embarrassing.
It's totally embarrassing.
No, it's okay, really. I cry all the time at home. Don't worry.
Oh my god.
It's just... It's like losing. Not finding the treasure, I mean. So I'm mad for wasting all our time on this.
Aww.
Aren't you?
No, why would I be?
She sounds genuinely surprised.
Because now we're behind on the next one, too. What if someone beats us to all the rest of them?
Now you sound like me.
Oh god, is there a cure?
Nope, you two are stuck together.
Meanie. But really, I had fun, so I don't think it was a waste of time. Even if we're not, like, super rich now, I'm glad we came here.
Once again, I don't even have to look to know she's smiling. She's always smiling, after all. It's one of the cuter things about her, and there are lots of those. Amber, calm down. You're catching feelings. It's only been day 4. But I'm afraid to look up and meet her eyes. Afraid because of what I've been starting to feel lately and how I've been thinking of her. Yeah, I've noticed. It's stupid to get bothered by this now. I know, we've been together all day. But right now, when I'm already being over-emotional, I feel like it'd be a bad idea.
Amber?
And then, by reflex, I do it anyway. I look over and I was right. My heart flutters a little, but the smile I was anticipating has been replaced by yet another look of concern.
Yeah, you're right. I guess it wasn't so bad.
She brightens up immediately.
For real?
Mm-hmm. I'm good now. Still, sorry for freaking out there for a sec.
It's okay. Don't feel bad.
Marina's put you up to way more trouble than you just having a little frustrated to cry. Groaning, I stand up again. I'm definitely going to be sore tomorrow.
We should get out of here, though. The longer we spend, the more likely we are to get caught.
It's probably been about 45 minutes or so since we ditched the tour group. Hopefully they didn't get search and rescue out looking for us. I offer my hand to Marina, who's still sitting on the ground. She takes it, and I haul her to her feet. After dusting herself off, we both walk to the edge of the cave. It's impossible to see anything. Even the trail across the way is invisible from here.
Watch your step going down the hill.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah, we don't want anyone to almost die again.
Yeah. Like I said, going downhill is going to be a little bit scarier because it's going to be all, like, shifty. Going down the hill is easier than going down the hill is easier than going up. Okay, fine. Just dismiss what I just said. Though we still have to be careful. We make it to the bottom without incident. That's good. We don't risk the flashlights until we're back across the fence and on the trail. Now that we're not out of bounds, it doesn't matter if people see us.
Where do we go now?
I think about it for a moment. There's not much point in catching up with the tour again. Besides, it's probably ended by now. Still, if they did notice that we disappeared, then it could be bad for us to just leave the park. The last thing I want to see is our faces on missing person posters the next time we stop at a gas station. but they got a 45-minute lead on us and then only grow if we try to find them.
We'll just go back to the parking lot and get out of here. If anyone asks, we can just say we left early.
Thank God. I was hoping you'd say that.
How come?
I'm so tired.
Same.
Marina.
My back's gonna hurt for a year.
At least you have the comfy bed.
Hey, you could always...
No, Amber, I'm gonna cut you off right here. Don't you even think about saying what you're thinking about saying. Nope.
Grab some more pillows from the closet if you need.
Oh my god.
There are more?
Oh yeah. Gramps liked to have a zillion pillows when he slept.
Oh.
She sounds let down. Oops, maybe I shouldn't have made that connection there.
Don't worry. They weren't like his special pillows or anything. You can use them.
All right.
Damn, she really starts to worry when I mention him. Guess there's good reason for that. But right now, though the thought is some familiar jab of sadness, I'm not about to break down. I'm doing okay for now. We're quiet the rest of the way down the hill trail, though, without having to stick to a slow pace of a guided tour. It's actually a quick walk. There aren't any other hikers out, which surprises me. It's dark, but it's not that late. As we reach the parking lot, it seems we had perfect timing, or maybe perfectly awful. Spilling out of a trailhead on the other side of the tour group that we were briefly part of, I recognized the tour guide, as well as...
Oh, there you girls are.
Linda. She came from my blind spot before we had time to hide. I don't even try to force a smile as I turn to face her. She strolls up to us, Dino's still asleep. Howard's nowhere to be seen, though. Maybe he's in their car.
I was hoping to see y'all before you left.
Yeah, we were pretty tired, so we came back early.
Oh, I'll bet you are.
She winks at me like she's in on the joke. Problem is, I don't know what the joke's supposed to be. I think I know what the joke's supposed to be. She thinks you two are doing something naughty on the trail. If it were me, I would have been doing something naughty on the trail, and she would be totally calling me out right now. But that's not what happened. 45 minutes for that? Really? That's a long time. Oh my god, Linda. Calm down. You get some spray too, Linda. Calm down.
What do you mean?
Don't you
Don't
even...
think I didn't notice you two running off now. Figured you were, you know.
You know. Oh my god, Linda. She laughs and shakes her head.
I think that's good, though. Reminds me of me and my Howard when we were younger.
Linda!
We used to sneak off every chance we got, if you know what I mean.
Linda, stop talking! I'm getting so much secondhand embarrassment from this. This is so funny. Linda, calm down. We are children. Well, we're not children. We're like in our 20s, but children nonetheless. My face starts to turn red as I realize what she's thinking. Marina's probably tomato colored, though I don't turn to look.
We weren't... I mean, we're not...
No need to be embarrassed or anything like that. And besides, at least you won't get pregnant.
Oh my god. Linda. Oh my god, Linda. I can't even with you. She laughs heartily, the baby on her chest bouncing with emotion.
Sorry, though. I'm getting to be a bit too nosy for my own good. Y'all girls be safe out there. It was nice to get to know you.
Oh my god. She grabs my hand from the side and pumps it in a vigorous handshake, then does the same to Marina. Neither of us react, still dumbfounded. Then she heads off towards the sea of cars, more of a puddle now, since most have already left. I turn to Marina. As I expected, her face is scarlet.
Wow.
Right? That poor baby.
That poor baby. That's gonna be his mom. Oh my gosh.
And that poor husband.
Yeah, that poor husband. He looks so run down.
I didn't think people like that were real. Like, they only existed in books and movies and stuff.
Nope, they're real, Marina. They're really real, and they're really out there, and they're really nosy. At least she was super accepting. That was nice. That was a nice change of pace.
They say the desert does weird things to your head. Or maybe Wisconsin does.
They were from Tennessee, though. They Tennessee to Wisconsin. Now they're out in the Southwest, just hanging out. I shrug and start walking back towards the RV. I'm glad that Marina doesn't push the topic of Linda's misconception. I unlock the door and let Marina in first. We're one of the last ones here. Before I pull the door shut, I take a final look around Canyon de Chelly, or what little of it I can see. It may have been a bust, but like Marina said, it wasn't a total waste of time. Highway Blossoms. Alright, I think that's where I'm going to end it here today, guys. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Highway Blossoms. That was super fun. We met Linda, who is just she's the MVP of this game. And no one's going to top Linda for me. I just love how she just called out Amber and Marina. That was so funny. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Thanks, Bird. Have a great night. I will see you guys on Tuesday. We'll be playing something new, right? Yeah, because we finished Costume Quest. So we'll be playing something new. Oh, we're going to be playing Grim Fandango. It's going to be a point and click, so that'll be fun. I'm going to get totally lost, but that'll still be fun. And then Thursday, we're finishing up Okami, so stay tuned for that to get the last bit of that story. And then Friday, it'll be more Visual Novel Friday, so it'll be more Highway Blossoms, and we'll see what happens between our two lovebirds. But anyways, thanks for joining me today, guys. I hope you had fun, and I will see you guys next time. Later.